Hello, friends. Once again, you are welcome to another exciting episode of Empowerment Talks. And my name is Comfort Comfort. Today, I'm very excited because we have someone in the house we've never met before. And he's a very interesting person. One thing he doesn't know about him is that he doesn't write, he doesn't type. He only sends voice messages. So he likes talking. Why not stay tuned and listen to someone who likes telling people things? Instead of writing to you, he talks to you directly. And why not stay tuned, listen to him, share, subscribe, and join in the conversation. The person I'm going to be presenting to you, he is a family man. He's got 4 children, 2 children. He's got 4 grandkids. He loves hockey with a passion, and equally, he is a passionate member of, or founding member of Unpassive. Anywhere you listen to him, you just get to smile because he is a very happy person, and his happiness, his happy mood is very, very contagious. So I am talking here about none else but our own Jim Bell in the house. Jim, you are very welcome to Empowerment Talks.
Thank you. Go founders go, the unpassive way, built by design. Woohoo!
How did you know? This was a trap, Jim. I was just waiting that if he goes from here without saying this, he's going to be in trouble. Are you just like this, like read my mind, right? Thank you for saying that.
Well, it's a phrase that it just had happened out of the blue, and then Marina, she added a phrase to it, so it just sort
Right,
of stuck. It sort of stuck.
right. I know, and I just enjoy it when I hear you say that. So thank you once again for joining us. If you can tell us, please, where exactly are you calling in from, please?
Stratford, Ontario, Canada. It's
All right.
also a famous city in Ontario, known. Well, everybody in the world knows this guy. His name is Justin Bieber. He's lives in the same town.
Oh, okay. That's good to know. Thank you so much. So if you can use this opportunity to tell us, I know I've just flipped around, I've told a few things about you, and if you can tell us more, maybe more about what have you done in life, what are you doing, and so on, just let us have a picture of your history, your career, and so on. Thank you.
Well, I've done a lot of things in life. Um, Started out, I joined the military when I was 17, and I traveled across Canada 8 times by vehicle. I've flown across Canada about 8 times. I've been to Alaska, where I did some mountain skiing.
Mhm.
I've repelled out of helicopters. Didn't parachute, repelled. Did some mountain climbing. I played semi-professional hockey, and I've done lots. I've been all over the place, all up and down the west coast of North America,
All right.
as far down as Tijuana, Mexico, and as far north as Anchorage, Alaska. Fairbanks, Alaska, actually, is the furthest one.
Wow. Thank you so much for letting us know. That's very interesting. You have traveled. I love traveling, but I've not yet done that much like you did. So,
Well, I've done a lot. Like even after my military career, I became a truck driver, and I drove all over the East Coast, um, like Chicago, New York City, Virginia, Boston. I've been all over the West Coast
wow.
and the East Coast.
That's interesting to really know. Tell us a bit about your military experience. I know you've done that much, but how was it like joining the military at a very young age, and what were the challenges, and how did you face them?
Well, when I joined at 17, I quit high school and joined the military. Uh, Basically, just wanted to get away from the family life of mom and dad and stuff like that. So I joined the military, and I was there for 3 years, 3.5 years. And then I got out honorably. Because back then we signed a 3-year contract, and then it changed to a 5-year contract. My only regret was I wished I had joined at the age of 20 instead of 17, because then by the time my contract was up, I probably would have stayed in the military, made it a career. But unfortunately, I didn't.
Oh,
And then I left the military in 1980, and then I took a job out in the West Coast. I was selling magazines door to door, which brought me back to Ontario, where I met my wife, and then we got together in 1984 and got married in 1992, and we had 3 children, 2 surviving, and my oldest son, he passed away with congenital heart disease at the age of 4.5, but he's in a better place than we are.
No, amen.
I look at it that way. So yeah, we've been together since 1984, still going strong. So
Wow.
that's it in a nutshell, I guess.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Thanks so much. Thanks. I was just giggling when you said you left home and you joined the military because you wanted to leave mom and dad. I know that's typically teenagers, and yeah. But the good thing is you made a good decision of being a patriot. Yeah, you left for a good reason, to serve the nation, and I think I really do appreciate that. So yeah, thank you so much for sharing that with us. So I've really done a good few research about you, and I found out a few things which I would really just like you to throw more light so that we understand, and so that many people get to know, because on this platform we share our stories through which people learn, people get inspired, people get empowered. So yeah, so yeah,
life is short. You know, and you learn that as you go through life. Like, for example, in 1979, I don't know if anybody remember the Iran-Contra affair in 1979. We were put on alert to because the fella that rescued the Canadian that rescued the 8 Americans to get them out of Iran during the Ayatollah Khomeini. That's one reason why I went to Alaska, because the rescue came through from there through Siberia into Alaska. So we were put on alert to move to Alaska to shore up the U.S. military defense in case of anything breaking out. So we were invited up there. So we basically acted as an honor guard for the Canadian that rescued those 8 Americans, which was kind of cool.
Wow. Thank you for letting us know. There's some other thing at some point I would still like to connect to your military experience so that we share and continue to inform our people and get people to know more about OnPassive. And now we are gradually moving into business. There's one thing you said somewhere, I was watching you when you were with a little boy. One thing you say is that OnPassive is a business opportunity that is a legacy. So what did you mean by that?
Oh, you've seen the YouTube video I did. That was my grandson, my youngest grandson.
All right.
What I mean by legacy is with OnPassive, when we join this, we become a founding member, our residual income will go on forever. Forever is a long time. So long after I'm gone, I'll be able to will this and transfer my accounts over to my remaining family members. And when it comes to my children, and they pass it on, they can pass it on to my grandchildren, and my grandchildren can pass it on to their children. It'll just go for a long time, as we've been told this is going to go on for infinity, which is a long time. So I like the fact that it's a legacy, because I know now, because I am in OnPassive, I'll be able to rest knowing that my family is looked after financially in the future, long after I'm gone. That's what I mean by legacy.
Right. Yeah, sure.
That's an important point. Being able to rest peacefully, knowing that they're looked after. You know, that's how I look at it.
Yeah, exactly. There's one time I was discussing with someone who was actually an elderly person who is a founding member. And he said, when you find yourself, you get yourself a position here, you just die smiling. I think that's what you mean as well. You know, you just feel comfortable that I know that
Yep.
they will be okay when I'm gone. That's really important. And this is a kind of message we want people to hear, especially those who are still sitting on the fence. So thank you for letting us know.
Well, I don't know of any other business in the world that can really do that. Like I've been in other businesses online, and they say the same thing, but really, if people don't work at them other businesses, there'll never be a legacy. Um, with on passive, I'm guaranteed of a legacy, pretty
Well, yeah, thank you. So there's other thing, some other thing I heard you say was like you said you can't retire on pension alone, right? Which means you're like you feel so comfortable with what we've got to benefit from on passive. So what do you think the on passive opportunity is either going to add or subtract from your retirement life?
much. Okay, retirement. Well, you go through life working, and if you work 30 or 40 years, then you retire, and the pension that you receive is not, it doesn't sustain what the current cost of living is.
Mhm.
So the current cost of living for my family would be around $3,500 a month. And to retire, I would only receive about half that. So the retirement income is not enough to retire on. You'll end up working like Warren Buffett says, you'll be working till the day you die. Where with this business, you don't have to work till the day you die. I can I can retire and have enough income that'll be plentiful to the point where I'll be able to share with other people in the world, helping them out.
Right.
As like Ash says, I've heard him say in webinars before, he doesn't need all kinds of money in the world. He's already got a house. He's already got 2 cars. He's already got everything he needs. He goes, I don't need more. So he shares the wealth with everybody. And that's what I like about his business. He's given us all the opportunity
Right.
to to retire, basically, and enjoy life.
Right.
Time freedom.
Yeah, that's important because I've also run a show where I just wanted someone to talk about the retirement part of this for people to know people who are either facing retirement or who are already there. So I don't know, do you just want to stop here and talk to someone, people who are like getting to that age where at some point they'll soon go to for retirement or they're already on retirement, just maybe 1 or 2 reasons why people at that age should join, because some people are just like, I don't think it's for me and so on. But I think that retirement is that part of life where you are beginning a new life. You just want to rest, and resting means enjoying your life, maybe, and so on. So maybe you add something to that just to encourage someone to join in.
Well, I look at it this way. I'm tired of working. I've worked long enough.
Right.
Been working since I was 17. I'm 61 now. And I want to stop working. I want to start enjoying life a little bit. And the what on passive gives me, I got a post in my profile, and it basically says everything. If you think about when you go back to it at the age when you're a kid, before you're 17,
Right.
and you got the world by the, excuse my English, by the ass, it's carefree. You don't have the worry of bills, stuff like that, and as what society says we have to do.
Mhm.
And I just want to feel that way again. So with on passive, I'll be able to feel that way again. I won't have to worry about bills. I won't have to worry about anything. Everything's looked after. It'd be like being a kid again, just enjoying life.
Right.
And I want to enjoy the rest of my life as long as I can. And that's where I'm at right now. And for anybody that's about to retire or is in retirement, anybody that's in that position, we all look at one thing: how much can I afford to sustain my current cost of living? And is retirement income enough? And it's not. no matter where you are. It's not enough. It's just enough to get you some of the things you need. Like, for example, like to rent a house in Ontario right now, I'm paying like $1,700 a month just for a rental. And that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
In today's society up here, like it's getting crazy. The cost of living keeps going up and up and up, but my pension ain't going up and up. So this is a good way of subsidizing. It offsets that gap. So instead of making so much on pension, I can add to that now. I can retire comfortably and not have to worry about it.
Right. Yeah. So you've just mentioned something. You spend a lot of money just for the rents for where you live now. Do you hope that upon launch of On Passive, at some point you'll be able to like buy a house of your own and just own it?
Well, I already did that. We had a house,
Yeah.
and then as my son and daughter moved away, and it was just me and the wife in the house, and we thought, well, we'll just sell the house. It was too big. And
Right.
we sold the house. We moved in an apartment building, and then a couple of years later, I said, "Mom, Dad, we want to come back home." Well, so I had to find another place, and I didn't want to buy
Right.
right away because I didn't know how long they'd be here. And now I have everybody here. They just love Mom and Dad. They want us to be together. So economically, it made sense for them to come home because of the cost of living. So now we're all in the same household. So I'm looking at, again, moving out into the country, and this time I'm going to build a bigger house.
Good. All right. Thank you so much, Jim, for letting us know all of those. This is very useful information. Actually, I'm the first person who learns a lot from everybody who comes here. And many people have testified that what you come and sit here and say, it goes really a long way. You know, it's an eye opener. People listen to this and, oh, there's much I can do, because many people are just like, what do I even do when On Passive launches and so on? But so I just thank you for that information. So this takes us to something. It's going to be. It's not like I want to well. You are not getting emotional anyway because you have already told me about that. You said again, for some reason I've been stalking you. If you don't know, so you said at some point you lost a child of yours, I think because of some congenital heart disease, and this moved you and your family to start doing something. Can you tell us more about that? What have you been doing? And yeah.
What, since then, or how it affected the family?
Yeah, how it affected the family. And I think you said you're contributing to some charity or something when after that happened. Is that if I'm
Yeah,
not-
yeah. We were contributing to Sick Kids Hospital in Ontario, and I was doing how do those telethons on TV. So we were doing some telethons on TV. So we did a lot of fundraising for sick kids, to help sick kids.
Mhm.
And yeah, that was in 1992 when he passed away.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So thank you. I just wanted you to share that because you know, these are the type of things that Ash would like to hear, because those are his type of things, you know, because he that's the reason. I feel that that's the reason for which he actually shared this opportunity with us, so that we can go around and help people. And I believe that because we started something at some point after our passive launches, I believe you will do more because you started doing it without any much anyway. So thank you for letting us know. That said, I will take us one step back again. You were in the military at a very young age. You did a lot of things, challenging things, and so on and so forth. And there are two things that have happened ever since On Passive launched, right? First, I would really like appreciate again. I have some kind of respect for military people because those are the biggest patriots I've ever seen in my life. You know, they do just a lot, like what you told us, like what you went through when you were in the military, right? And at some point, you see, there's one of our founding members who was in the military, and he confessed that he actually was or whether is still living in a Wohnwagen. Actually, he's homeless, right? And then at some point when I think when Red was doing a presentation, he said, a majority of street people you find in the UK are ex-military men. This is really heartbreaking. So with the unpassive opportunity, what message do you just want to pass? What can people do for such type of people? You know what you've gone through, and after that you end on the street. So you know, you have never been on the street though, but you know what you have gone through. After which you want to rest, like you are planning to, but then your colleagues and so on the street because they can't afford a home. What message do you have for people concerning patriots like that who serve the nation and end up on the street?
Well, there's two types of veterans. Yeah, there's two types of veterans. There's the veterans who serve in the military like I did, didn't see any action. And so you got to sort of get the full scope of this. A veteran who has seen action and he's been in the fight, those are the veterans that are in the trenches. They've seen a lot in their life, so a lot of them suffer post-traumatic stress. And when they come back, because I know of a few of them veterans, and they've gone through that in life, they sort of get how do I say this? They tend to become a little more sheltered, and they're not as sociable to a lot of people. Like there's a lot of veterans who don't even have homes anymore, and because they choose to live that way because they just want to be left alone. So post-traumatic stress is a big thing to get them to reintegrate. Here we're going to that thing again, reintegrate into the word society. Society dictates. They just want to enjoy the rest of their life. They're trying to deal with their own stress in life. So yeah, they need a lot of help. There's a lot of help for the veterans who have seen action versus the ones that haven't. I come close. Never got. Just got close. So it's almost like when you first get put on bug out, they call it bug out. In other words, you come to attention, get ready to move. You're going into conflict. That happened to me twice, getting ready to go into conflict. And in the last hour, we were stood down. So that's where I was with that. So I knew the feeling of about to enter into conflict. You get scared. You don't know what you're going to be dealing with. But then there are the veterans who feel that way, and they get there. It can be a very traumatic situation to be involved in action. So I know what it felt like prior to going, but not getting there. So I can imagine what they went through when they got there. That's if that answers that.
Yeah, sure, it does. And it's really, yeah, I'm just happy that you took time to really explain, because you know I have an idea at least more into it because you just heard and now I know. But I'm just using this opportunity to call to whoever is watching us that let's think about people. Let's make Ash's dream come true. His dream is to reach out to people in need, and the people we need to respect, we just give the respect where it is due. So ask yourself, what about these people? I think this was good information. Let's make use of it. Let nobody say, I don't really know what I will be doing, what kind of help I will be offering when on passive lunches, because like the Bible says, fields are really wide and harvests are waiting. There's just so much to do to people. And the military man on the street is one of them. I know that it's not only the military, but I just have respect for what you do, and I think that you deserve better than being on the street. So thank you so much for letting us know this information, Jim. I'm really happy about it. So we are gradually moving to the end of the show, but there are a few things I would still like you to mention. I know that we are here, we talk about our products and so on. We've seen a few demonstrated to us that are ready, and we are waiting hopefully to see a few more in the days ahead. Is there or are there any of the particular products that you are excited to finally get them launched because you would need to use them?
Yeah, there's two that I'm really, actually three that I'm interested in.
Okay.
The first one was OConnect, and I'm looking forward to that because I'm tired of Zoom.
No.
Because you go onto the webinars, there's a glitch or you get booted off, whatever. So I'm,
Right.
I'm looking forward to the OConnect because I know how big that's going to be. The other one is Obless.
Mhm.
Obless, I like the fact it's crowdfunding that's 100% value because it's different from like say GoFundMe where they keep anywhere from 15 to 30%. Where Obless, all the donations are going to somebody 100%, whether it's helping kids or veterans or whatever
Right.
you decide to fund, right? So I like that.
Mhm.
And the other one is Onet. I
Right.
can't wait for Onet. Onet, I'm tired of Facebook.
I know.
So once Onet's ready to go, I'm Facebook, sorry, goodbye.
Good night.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Because as we all know, when it comes to Facebook, there's a lot of security issues with your data and stuff like that. Or with Onet, you're going to have our layer of security for Onet, I guess, is 3 times better than even banks have. So,
Right.
like
Wow.
like the security alone, just in Onet, is incredible, from what I understand. So I'm
Exactly.
looking forward to that.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much. Yeah. I think everybody's looking forward to that because we are just like, oh, everybody's just tired. Right. So the
Oh,
moment
the
we
other one,
launch,
and the other one. Sorry, Mail. I can't wait for Mail because I want Gmail gone.
what's your problem with Gmail? Let's know.
Oh, ads. I get a lot of ads and
I know,
people.
right?
It's
Yeah.
crazy. Like I get so many people sending me emails for crypto,
Right.
and I just say to them, I'm already involved in crypto in another way. Well, they say, how's that? I get paid in crypto.
Yeah.
How do you get paid in
You know, there are
crypto?
times you miss out of important messages because of those ads and so on. They're just like, what is this? You know, so I know what you're talking about.
Yep, yep, I agree.
Right. So, Jim, we are here. We've spent a couple of minutes here passing out all of this information. But there's one thing about some other people who I've really heard about on passive. And I think that you and I are just being illusionary because on passive is a kind of thing that they don't think will ever happen. It's too good to be true. And meanwhile, my worry here is as long as we have not launched, the doors to the opportunity are still open, which means there is still room for someone. So what word would you have for those people who are still sitting on the fence and looking at all that, thinking that we're not normal, believing and following up on this?
Okay. Well, I look at it this way. If like in my life, because I'm older, I got to go back to when I was a kid. First, there was the black and white TV. Then it became color TV, and then you seen. I remember my dad having a phone in his truck. It was like a regular phone.
Yeah.
So that was like the birth of cell phones in a way. And that was in the 70s. And then computers came along in the 90s, and along with cell phones and apps, and like Microsoft was born, Google was born. All this stuff was happening on the internet because the internet was the biggest thing at the time. Now we're going probably like 1996, 1997 when the internet first came out, and everything has exploded since then. Like there's been DOS, Microsoft, Google, all these applications came along with computers. And it's always the next biggest thing. Now we're into the next biggest thing. Everybody knows this is happening. Artificial intelligence. It's coming. It's coming. Companies are already using it, but we're using something that's 10 times better, built from the ground up. So the artificial intelligence alone is the next biggest thing. So if you think back to the years past, I wish I had invested in Google or the color TV or the cell phone when it first came
Right.
out, being part of them companies. I'd be a rich man today if I'd done, but I didn't. But now the next biggest thing is artificial intelligence. And so to anybody on the fence, if you're thinking if this is too good to be true, it usually is. I'm pulling back it usually is. Pulling that part of the statement out. I'm saying if it's too good to be true, this is true. All you have to do is your research. You're going to see what's happening. You join up, and if you don't know much about it, pay the $97 and get in and learn about it. You're going to be blown away by what you see and hear with all the founder webinars that we have. Everybody's having founder webinars left, right, and center. So as like Richard Branson said, if something comes along, an opportunity comes along, why not invest into it, learn about it, and see what you got. You know, you might be surprised. So sometimes you just got to take that risk, and that's what life's all about. We take a risk every day of our lives, just getting up and going through the day. Every day is a risk. You never know what's going to happen, because only God knows what's going to happen. So why not take that risk? And if it's too good to be true, when it comes to this company, it is true. It's happening. It's coming. It's unstoppable. It's unstoppable. You just got to go for it. That's what I'm saying.
Right. I hope someone got you. There's the famous saying that you can only take a horse to the stream, but you don't force it to drink. So a willing horse will definitely drink. If not, then we would have tried our best by letting them know that this is the best thing to do. So thank you so much, Jim, for your time. I really do appreciate that you found time to be here today. Thank you so much.
Just to add to what I was saying earlier, think about this. You gotta think about this. We are approaching 800,000 people in this company. Never been done before. Never. Now, I've shown this to people before. We all have one of these things. It's called a cell phone or a tablet. So just picture yourself walking down the streets of New York City where there's tens of thousands of people all walking around with one of these things.
Right.
On passive is going to be on every one of them.
Oh my God, I know.
You know, like if you take just do yourself a visual. Look down the street, you'll see all these people on phones, and put a little O above their head. And you're going to see on passive everywhere. That's what you're going to see.
Wow, that's a very vivid presentation of what's going to happen anytime from now. So whoever can hear, let them hear and go ahead and get a position for themselves. Am I right?
That's right. It'd be the best decision you made in your life.
Right.
As far as I'm concerned, and for $97, it's a no-brainer. It's a steal.
Right.
To be part of a $1 billion on day one industry. We are not going to be just a unicorn. We're going to be a super unicorn.
Ooh. That's
what I see.
Right.
Like it took Google and Facebook years to get that status. We're going to do it during soft launch. That's how I look at it.
Wow.
So
Yeah,
it's huge.
Just blowing my mind. Yeah. I know. So I don't know. Somebody should just get fired up listening to this and get something done, right? That's why we are here. And that's just it, guys. Whoever is watching us, we are just here to let you know this. There are not two ways of saying it. And I'm just happy how Jim is presenting it. It's just like, I really do appreciate. So.
Well, like I said, we haven't even done any advertising yet.
Right? I know.
We haven't. It's all been word of mouth through our own social media, through our own contacts. Right. It's all word of mouth, all word of mouth. Can you imagine once we start the advertising? We're going to have 100 million people in this, inside of a year. Sure. It's crazy.
It is.
So why not be a part of it? Take a chance.
Take a chance, guys.
What do you got to lose? $97. I can do that by going to McDonald's twice a week.
Jim, if at all they are going to lose it, because do they actually lose it? What happens if you don't want to continue with the business? At some point you feel that this was not meant for me. What about your $97?
Ask for your money back. We'll gladly divorce with you.
100% guarantee, isn't it?
Yep. Yeah, like Ash says, if you want your $97 back, we'll give you a divorce. You'll be
I
out
said
and
they'll
we'll
give
be
it back to you with the kids, right?
yeah,
Smiling.
yeah.
Goodbye.
You know, and as we hand it back to you, it's going to be, I hope you know what you're doing because you're going to miss out.
I know. Oh, this is so sweet. I just hope that you speak to someone and someone makes. So, guys, when you listen to Jim and you finally make the decision, let us know. Drop a comment because we want to know. This was very useful information from the very first to the last thing Jim has been saying here is information worth taking home. So, share this video with whoever you love, with your loved ones, your friends, neighbors, family. And guys, whoever shares this video with you, go back to them because they want to show you how to register and become a founding member of OnPassive. You can't afford to miss the opportunity of being in a family of winners. Am I right, Jim?
Here, 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 here. Got that right.
Right. Okay. So thank you so much, Jim. And I think you'll be back here before you know it because you have a lot to tell people, and it's just so brilliant the way you put it. I think we'll be needing you back very, very soon. Thank you.
Cool. Glad to be here.
All right. Thank you. All right. See you soon.